Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for a very special end of year, I think this comes out at the end of the year, episode. And yeah, I just thought, have a little bit of fun with this one, because if I'm being honest, I'm experiencing a tiny little bit of burnout with kind of all of the series that I'm doing at the moment. I've bulk recorded like a psychopath. Just to put that in perspective, this comes out, I think, the last week of December, and for me it's mid-September, so yeah, I've been getting a lot of recording in. But I thought what we'd do, which kind of would help me as well in terms of booking and creative and things like that, is let's just take a look at our entire current available AEW roster in game, and rank them, because why not? We love a tier, well, I love a tier list, I don't know about you guys. And you can see here that I've got my own bespoke kind of ratings. Let's just look. Got the entire roster here. I've taken all of their TEW images, or the ones that I use, most of them I think. And yeah, everyone's here. It doesn't look like a lot, but I think it's like 140 people here. So the top of the list, top of the crop, is my favourite word, superb, as we all know. Next up, we've got awesome. Then we've got better than C. That's kind of like the middle ground, like they're decent, but oh well. Cool, but nothing special, which means, I like having them around, but you know. And then the bottom is don't really care about. I was going to have another tier that was basically like fuck off, but I don't really think there's anyone on the roster that I'm like, I want to sack you right now, because we did have the clear out a bunch of episodes ago, so I'm kind of happy with everyone we've got. So yeah, this is just going to be a chilled episode. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all of these people, because you guys have seen the series. This is going to be a mixture of how well they've done in game / how much I like them. So yeah, and what I've done is I've created this in Tier Maker, as you can see. It's all saved, it's all uploaded, it's under my profile on there. I'll include it in the description. I'll add a link to this tier list. And I would love it if any of you guys that have been avid watchers from the start, make your own tier list, save it and share it with me, because I'd be super interested to see who your guys' favourites are compared to mine, and just things like that, and who you think has actually done better in the series than maybe I've rated them. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into this. I've got a can of Coke with me, so I'm going to be slurping on that now and then. One sec. I tried to slurp as quiet as possible then, so I've got a little bit of a dry throat, so we're going to be working on that. But let's just start straight from the beginning with A, and we'll go all the way through to Z. Obviously, as you can tell, these are in order of their picture names. So for example, Saraya would normally be like, what, here? Around here? But she's under Paige in the save file, same as Ashley Blackheart, who's what we're called in our save, but her picture image is Shotzi. So yeah, but we're starting here with good old Action Andretti, or as we call him, Andretti. And I'm going to put him in, one of these two. I'm going to say cool but nothing special. And the reason for that is I really like him. I really want him to do well. But for some reason, he's just not hitting those numbers. Like, we've given him the trios belts. He's in a team with Darius Martin, high five. Darius is outperforming him in every match. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep keeping him around for a long time. He's young. Hopefully he improves and gets better. But yeah, he's cool. But right now, he's nothing special. Following on from this, we've got one of the biggest names, I'd say, in our series. One of the biggest, impact players. Someone I wasn't planning on pushing at all at the beginning of this series when I started making it, but he just kind of like forced his way in with excellent performances. So I think we should put him in superb. I don't think he's going to be at the top because he's kind of fallen out of favour recently, although he does have the big tag team title match coming up against the Golden Lovers. But I do think that Hangman Adam Page has been superb in this series, and like him or not, you can't doubt that. Funnily enough, we're coming up with Darius Martin now. I think his name in the kind of back end is Airwolf, because he used to wear a mask and stuff. He, again, I think is cool but nothing special, but a little bit higher than good old Andretti. I like Andretti more than Darius Martin, but Darius Martin has done better than Andretti. I think Andretti's got a lot more character than Darius, but the two of them together are great, and I think they kind of they should live there. Yeah. Next, we've got AJ Lee, someone who came in, kind of kick-started that new era of our women's division, kind of like what she did in WWE. And yeah, on the mic, she's perfect, golden, incredible. She's got so much charisma, so much entertainment skills, microphone skills, acting skills, unreal. In ring, though, she's definitely not up there. So much so that in recent weeks, Jade Cargill is doing better than her. So I think for that, AJ Lee is better than C. So she's here, she's doing her thing, and she served her main purpose when she first came in. And I'm definitely keen on keeping her around. Still a member of Bullet Club Gold, although, you know, her and Saraya have kind of separated themselves a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, AJ Lee, better than C. Alex Abrahantes. I did include a couple of managers and people here. I'm going to put him here. And there's a reason why I included him. I don't really get his value. He's a manager. He has great chemistry with all the people he manages, which is awesome. That's bonus points in the game. But I'm thinking in real life, the man's a little bit annoying. I don't know about you guys. He can't stand still. He's got the one glove. And he just seems to be the manager of anyone that wears a mask. Like, you know, since like Commander and people like that have come in, he's just gone, yeah, I'll manage you as well. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, I don't really care about him. So, that's where he can sit. Alex Coughlin. I think it's Coughlin. I see people saying Cochlin or Colin. I think it's Coughlin. I'm just going to say that. But the android, Alex Coughlin. We're going to put him in better than C. I think he's a lot more interesting than these two guys. His partnership with Miro all those weeks ago was awesome. I really enjoyed booking that. His matches with El Generico were decent. Yeah, and he's super young, so he's just going to get better and better and better. So, yeah, there's that. Andrade. Ooh, Andrade's interesting. I really like the guy. I really want to push him. I just don't know what to do with him. And right now, even though he's maybe quote-unquote the leader of La Faction, he's not the best in La Faction anymore, is he? I think we can all admit that Roosh is the number one guy in La Faction. So I think Andrade will go, I think the back end of awesome, because he is awesome, let's be honest. He's great. So yeah, he can stay in the back end of awesome, because he'll slowly get pushed back. The Butcher. I don't really care about him. But we're going to put Abrahantes at the back. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the Butcher. I like the Butcher and the Blade in real life. I liked the mini push that they had a while ago in AEW. I really like their look, but they're just jobbers, which is sad because I feel like they could be so much more. But yeah, there he is. He's going to sit there. He's going to say, oh, actually, did I add the bunny? No, I didn't. Whoops. Okay, the bunny's not here, but to be fair, the bunny probably would have been down here as well. Yeah, the Blade's probably going to be around here too. He's a little bit cooler. He's got a bit more potential in my eyes, but he'll sit down there too. AR Fox, amazing in the ring. I love this guy. He's just got no character at all. Oh, back end of this or top of this? I'm going to say, yeah, cool, but nothing special. If he can work on his character, then definitely he would jump up a place. But right now, I'd say he's a top end of cool, but nothing special, because there's something there. If you've seen from my NWA series, big fan of him in that one. I brought him in. AEW, you know, I've kept him for a reason. He puts on good matches. And in real life, you know, there was the storyline with, you know, Darby Allen, Shane, Swerve Strickland, all of that, you know, but it just came across as like he's still finding his feet in terms of his character. But either way, we'll leave that. We'll leave him there. Bandido, someone who has just come out of nowhere in this series, and I really, really like Bandido. He's not superb, but he's definitely awesome. Him and Hangman Page have formed a really good tag team, and he can hold his own. He did really well in the All In Grand Prix. Didn't get many or any proper wins, but he put in really, really good performances, and I think that speaks volumes in terms of where he probably was at the beginning of this series. So yeah, Bandido, awesome. Rebecca Knox, aka Becky Lynch, yeah, she's come in and she's been great. I think she's elevated anyone that she's faced against. I mean, Maki Ito, if you look back at the numbers when Ito first won that international belt, she was like mid-60s, something like that. And as the rivalry between her and Rebecca Knox has grown, they've definitely elevated each other. And of course, Rebecca Knox is our new AEW Women's International Champion. So she is awesome. Billy Starks. I'm a huge fan of Billy Starks. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen... Oh, wait, hold on. Follow me on Twitter, The French Ted. That's what I actually look like. You're welcome. Yeah, Billy Starks, I'm a huge fan of her. She's going to be massive in the future. Like, I don't care. She's going to be awesome. Wherever she ends up, I really hope she doesn't go to WWE too soon. Because, of course, WWE is like the end goal for everyone. Pardon me. But yeah, she's going to be huge wherever she kind of lands when she's in her prime, you know, like mid to late 20s, going into her 30s. Because look, she's like, what, 19 now? 18, 19? Unreal. I'm going to put her in better than C. Her numbers aren't the best, but I've got big plans for her. I really like her. So I'm going to put her probably there ahead of Alex Coughlin. Blake Christian. Oh, Blake. Do you remember Blake? Beginning of the series, the TNT tournament, the run that he had? Unreal. Good old Blake Christian. Really liked him back in the day. I used to watch, I say used to, I still watch his stuff. But I was really into him a good few months ago. And yeah, he's just one of those people where, we pushed and pushed and pushed, and then not much came of it. So we just moved on to the next, brand new shiny toy. So again, he's cool but nothing special, but I'm going to put him at the top because he's someone who I've actually, had a bit more fun with in terms of the game. Brie Garcia. We brought her in just because why not? We could. I went on a spree of seeing how many people I can unretire, and she was one of them. She's Brian's manager and wife, obviously, but she's still the manager in game. She gives off a bonus every time Brian is in the ring, so that's great. But in all honesty, I don't really care about her. And I'm going to put her behind the Butcher because at least the Butcher, serve. Actually, Brie does still wrestle, so yeah, let's swap them around. Brie's at the top of don't really care about. That's harsh. We'll put her at the back of cool but nothing special. Yeah, we'll do that. Britt Baker. Britt Baker's an interesting one because I'm not a fan of Britt Baker. Never have been. I don't get how she has become the face of the women's division in AEW, or was, I'd say, the face. I don't think she's the best in ring. Yeah, I don't get it. But I appreciate people that do, and I appreciate the work and dedication that she puts in. She's there week in, week out, so, props to her. In game, she's decent. She does the job. She's always floating around a storyline, just mainly because, she's got the pop, she's got those entertainment, charismatic skills, and she's semi-decent in ring. So I'm going to say that she's better than C, and she's probably at the top of C if I'm being honest. So let's put Britt Baker there. Brody King. I like Brody King. And I'm just going to throw him straight into cool but nothing special, just behind Blake Christian. House of Black are interesting. We've had a change to our House of Black in this series. Brody King has always put in decent performances. He's definitely been more consistent than Malachi. But again, Malachi's meant to be the face. Brody's the muscle. Yeah, not much else to say about Brody. Or Tankman. Now, if you know me and you've watched this series, you know that I love Calvin Tankman. I think he is great. I'm trying not to be too biased in this list, but at the same time, it's my bloody list. So, you know what? Tankman, you can go to the back of awesome, because when I brought him in, he was definitely, bang average. I think I brought him with Eddie Kingston's Ultra Violence, wasn't it? It was him, Tankman, and the Legion of Pain. And yeah, he's been delivering. His matches against Hook have been awesome. He's definitely someone I wanted to take the FTW title away from Hook, but it just feels weird not having Hook have that belt, which frustrates me because what's the point in the belt if it's just Hook's belt? I don't know. We'll talk about that later when we get to Hook. But yeah, Tankman is awesome. I love Tankman. If you don't love Tankman, that's fair enough. Claudio. I'm going to put Claudio in better than C, but not better than Britt Baker. I think Claudio's a star. He knows he's a star. There's just something holding him back. And I'm saying this in real life and in game. I tried the mini push against Moxley when he, was kind of kicked out / left the Combat Club. Hasn't really worked out. His numbers, he's got a ceiling, and I feel like he's at the ceiling now. And that ceiling for me is not good enough to be a main event player. He is currently out injured in game, so we're going to have to wait a while before he comes back. Actually, got quite a lot of injuries. When I was going through this, I was like, why have we got so many reds? But yeah, Claudio, he's better than C, but only just. Charlie Evans, again, she's cool, but nothing special. She does put in some good numbers. She's got really good technical skills. She is someone that I'm interested in kind of trying out. We've got a really good women's roster. You'll see that when we go through this list, how great our women's roster is and how diverse it is. And then you can also see how badly I've been booking them, because there's so many good wrestlers like Charlie Evans that I'm just not using very well. But yeah, she's cool, but nothing special right now. She has the potential to be something special, so that's why she's kind of in the middle ground. But we'll see this kind of get bigger and bigger as we work through all these people. Chris Bay, he is... I don't want to be too harsh. He's there. He's nothing special. I brought him in. I was really excited when I brought him in. I thought, you know what? He's part of, American Bullet Club in Impact. Let's bring him into our Bullet Club. He's got such a good look. He does well in high spots matches, but you put him in anything else and he's just a bit crap. He's now just kind of become a lackey in the Bullet Club Gold team. But yeah, there's not much to say about Chris Bay. Yeah, not much. Chris Jericho does not wrestle anyone. He can wrestle, but I haven't been using him as a wrestler. He's now on the commentary team. Amazing character. We love Chris Jericho. He serves his purpose now as a commentator, giving us a boost in every match because he's got insane commentary skills. He's also really good at anything that involves a microphone. In ring though, he's been complete doggy since the beginning, which I think is really harsh on him because he can still put in a performance nowadays, but the game just doesn't like anyone over the age of 45. So he is awesome, but he's definitely at the back of awesome because he's only really awesome at 50% of what he's meant to be doing. Christian, again, I'm throwing Christian in the awesome ahead of Calvin Tankman. This isn't because, he's a world beater, he's been doing crazy numbers or anything, but I just really enjoy the Christian character in real life and in game. We've been able to utilize his charisma, good old Captain Charisma, in a number of storylines. At the moment, we've kind of got the on and off storyline of him wanting to recruit more clients other than Luchasaurus. He's trying to bring Aussie Open under his wing. And then there was the whole FTW storyline, which I really, really enjoyed booking, between him, Taz, Hook, and then the whole, you have to beat Luchasaurus to have a shot at me. I thought that was genius. And also, just want to throw that out there, the TNT title run that he has done or is doing, I don't know, he's still champion at the time of recording here in real life. Well, he's not champion, Luchasaurus is. That's kind of like what I was doing with the FTW, kind of. And I did that first. I'm just saying, I think I'm a bit of a trendsetter, let's be honest. But yeah, Christian Cage, awesome. Chucky T. Cool, but nothing special. But I'm going to put him at the top because Best Friends have put in a number of great matches. Trent, for me, is definitely the star of Best Friends. So you can see Trent's going to be higher than Chucky T. But Chucky T is super reliable. He's consistent. Great character. He's surprisingly good on the mic in game, which we need to utilize more whenever Best Friends are in segments. But yeah, can't follow him. CM Punk, Mr. I'm not with AEW anymore, which only happened maybe 2 weeks ago at the time of recording, but obviously we're at the end of the year now. Where is he? I don't know. WWE, Impact, just retired? Who knows? But in game, in my series, CM Punk is superb. He's awesome. He's got better and better with every time we use him. Man's averaging mid like 90s every performance. His storyline with Bullet Club Gold and Jay White was super hot. It's kind of hit a rocky road at the moment because I'm not really too sure where to go with it, but you know, you can't fault CM Punk is a main event player and he is awesome. I'm going to keep him behind Hangman Page just because of Page's accolades, and you know, the kind of surprise factor, I'd say. But yeah, Punk is definitely up there and superb. Big Bill. Now, I'm going to try and take my bias out of this as much as possible, but otherwise Big Bill would be sitting up here somewhere. He had that one really good match in our series with the Golden Lovers, but I'm going to put him at the top. No, not the top. I'll put him there, in the middle of better than C, because I really like him. I'm going to keep using him. I want to try and find a way to give him a proper storyline, but his in-ring skills, again, are what are letting him down. That's the thing about a lot of these people. There's a lot of characters here that I'm like, oh, I really want to do this with them. But then I see them getting 50s, 60s, and the level that we're at now, that's just not going to cut it in my eyes. But they're still good enough characters that I want to keep them. But yeah, Big Bill's awesome. This is a Big Bill loving house. We love Big Bill. Yeah. Bryan Danielson, of course. Boom, superb. You know what? I think Bryan's probably above both of these. You know, he hasn't done a great deal. That great rivalry with Jon Moxley in our first year, and his World Light Heavyweight Championship feud with Daniel Garcia, who is up next, has just been insane. Their matches have been great. Bryan's awesome. Love him. Yeah, not much to say. The same, Daniel Garcia, you guys are probably going to be like, what the hell? But Daniel Garcia is superb. He's one of our best in-ring talents right now. The growth of this man has been incredible. I love Daniel Garcia. He's one of my favorites. We started the whole Rampage Garcia run back in the day, and then he's just pushed himself to the top of our card. And yeah, he could easily main event any show, and I would not be concerned at all. Darby Allen, another one who kind of, you know, he had the main event run right at the beginning of our series against MJF. He had those world title matches. There was so many parts of me that wanted to pull that trigger and give him the world title, but I just didn't. And yeah, I feel like we're not using him as best as we can, because Darby Allen in recent months has become one of my favorite wrestlers in real life. He's insane. Like, there's never a dull moment in a Darby Allen match. So he is awesome, and he is someone I'm definitely looking to use more. Daria Berenato, or however you want to pronounce it. Sonya Deville, she's kind of fallen down here. I don't want to be too harsh to people. I really like her. I think she's great, but, you know, I don't really care about her. Although saying that, I would probably push her more than I'd push Charlie Evans. So maybe we push Charlie Evans a little bit further back, and we'll put Daria like here. Yeah, I think that's okay. The thing is, with the don't really care about them, there's not going to be many people here, because if I didn't really care about them, like truly, I would have fired them. So this will mostly be like, oh, jobbers that I don't mind, or, you know, I don't really see your value, but the game does. Yeah, Daria, not much to say about her. Really happy that I brought her in. Again, as someone else we can push. Yeah, the women's division is crazy. I'm not going to keep saying that. We are moving on to the Gunman, Cash Wheeler. I love Cash. Cash is my favourite of the two, out of Cash and Dax. I think that they are awesome, but they've had a little bit of inconsistency in my series. So I'm going to put him at the top of better than C. He's great. Him and, well, the new Roberts family contingent I've got going, I'm really excited about. I think that pairing them with Drew is really going to elevate all of them. I'm really excited about that. Drew is coming up. I'm excited to talk about him. Yeah, it's just going to get great. Demi Bennett. She's awesome. I'm going to put her ahead of Punk. Yeah, she's come in and she's just lit up the entire women's division. I'm finding it really hard to think of anyone that can realistically overthrow her right now, because she's been so dominant. And I'm not mad. I mean, she can keep the title for as long as possible, as long as those numbers keep coming in, you know, fine. The only person I can see maybe competing with her right now could be Jamie Hayter, or even Hikaru Shida. So you can kind of guess where they're probably going to sit as well. But yeah, she's been great. She's a huge signing. Same with Rebecca Knox. You know, we've definitely got the best women's division in the entire game. And that continues with Deonna Purrazzo, who I'm going to put just behind AJ Lee. Wait, is it AJ Lee in game or AJ Mendez? That's really bad that I can't remember. I haven't used her in a while. So anyways, well, I'm just going to keep referring to her as AJ Lee. Deonna Purrazzo, awesome, amazing. I've recently really got into Impact. Like, I've watched some of the old pay-per-views. I kind of watch it weekly now. I really like Impact. And she's just incredible. I'm kind of annoyed that she dropped the belt to Trinity at Slammiversary, because I was like just getting into Impact. So I was like, oh no, don't drop the belt now. But obviously she had the belt for a while. She's great. Again, the same with Charlie Evans. Mad technical skills. And she's definitely someone that is just in that queue to be pushed. There's just too many to pick from. So they just kind of have to bide their time. And yeah. Next, we've got Don Callis. I added Don Callis because in real life, man's just been killing it. Like, he is the ultimate heel, the ultimate bad guy. Everyone hates him, and it just works. But I've failed, I'd say, with Don Callis. He's still a face in my game. He is still Kenny Omega's manager. He's just there. So he's cool, but nothing special. And I'm going to put him right at the back of that. Oh, wait, down here then. Because he hasn't done anything. Like, he used to do the interviews back in the day, but Kenny's mic and charisma skills have jumped up, so there's kind of no need for Don Callis to really do much in my game. So we might have to, I don't know, see what he can do instead. Okay, we've got Drew Galloway next, and Drew Galloway, I would say is the top of awesome. He came in, and I was really scared that he would be another Shinsuke, and he proved me wrong. He was awesome from day one. And then he had that suspension, which I thought was hilarious. But then he came back and he's just crushed it. The All-In Grand Prix was incredible. If it wasn't for Volta, he would have been in that final with Kenny Omega. But now he is a trios champion, and I'm really excited to see what the Roberts family can do. Drew Galloway, mwah, love you, man. Dustin Rhodes. I like Dustin Rhodes. I really enjoyed the Jay White Bullet Club Gold storyline we did with Keith Lee, where Keith Lee turned on Dustin. But Dustin was easily the weakest part of that entire storyline. But he was the biggest, old man that I was happy, to job out to Jay White. I like him. He's great. I'm going to keep him around. When he gets close to retirement, happily going to convert him into a road agent or whatever he wants. He's earned that. But yeah, I don't really care about him. And if he ever does feature in the ring, because he's out injured at the moment, he will be losing. So, yeah. Eddie Kingston. Everyone loves Eddie Kingston. What's that about? I'm going to say something controversial here. So please feel free to roast me in the comments or just explain it to me. I like Eddie Kingston. I don't understand why he's so popular. Maybe I missed the boat on that. Or missed a few promos that he did back in the day. I don't know. But he bores me a little bit. In ring, he isn't the best. He doesn't look like, in my eyes, for me to really enjoy a wrestling match, it has to look real. Eddie Kingston's chops, his back fisting that he does, none of it to me looks like it hurts. And Eddie Kingston looks like someone who can take pain, but he doesn't look like someone, in my opinion, who can dish out the pain. So yeah, whenever he's pushed or in a main feud in real life, there's a small little eye roll from me. Because I'm like, really? Come on. There's XYZ that could do this better. But yeah, that's my mini rant on Eddie Kingston. That said, I know that he's a lively character. I know that people like him, which is why I've given him the odd push here and there. His feud with Moxley was great, and kind of at the point when he was really starting to kill it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, I'm gonna make a long form program, him v Moxley, because when Moxley won the world title, he goes and gets injured and he's out for over a year. So it's really sad that I can't use him for a while. And because he hasn't hit that potential that I kind of had planned, I'm gonna put him in better than C, but he's in the top half of better than C. He's probably the closest in here to awesome, should he have not got injured, he probably would have been in the Grand Prix as well, and there would have been some baller matches, and I would have been putting him here being like, whoa, he surprised me. But better than C. El Generico, formerly known as Rami Sabai. If Rami Sabai was here, I probably should have done 2 pictures. Rami would be down here, cool but nothing special, because he was so underwhelming when he came in. And I don't know what it is, whether it was the gimmick change, whether it was, I don't know. The second he put the mask on, he got good, which is weird. And I'm going to stick him here. No, here. Because I really enjoyed the storyline that we did with Miro. Teaming up with, you know, the American Dragon was really fun. He's a really fun character as well. Definitely got plans for him in the future. It's just, you know, finding the time to do so. But yeah, El Generico, awesome. And if Sami Zayn ever does leave WWE and returns to the Indies, I would love for El Generico to return. One from one L to another. El Phantasmo only recently joined the roster, so I can't comment much. I'm a big fan of him, which is why I brought ELP to AEW. Teaming him with El Generico was just funny because they're both begin with L. His in-ring numbers haven't been the best, but he is definitely someone that I can see having potential. So I'm probably going to put him here because, you know, he's not outperforming these guys. He didn't have the fun push that he did, but he's definitely more interesting than all these behind. So yeah, El Phantasmo can sit right there. Athena, one of my favorite women's wrestlers right now. She's amazing. Yeah, I've done a disservice to Athena. I've put her in a lot of big matches, and she's always done well, but not amazing, which is why the push has never really gone further than that. She's definitely up here. I'm going to put her just behind Britt, just because Britt's done a lot more. Britt has more to offer right now, but Athena is definitely in my long-term plans for AEW. Emi Sakura, or Emi Sakura, however you want to say it. She's cool. I love Emi Sakura. Everyone loves Emi. But she is nothing special. She's part of the Ito Respect Army, which is a really fun little faction that we've got going. And I think I'm going to put her just ahead of Charlie Evans. Yeah, she does the job, basically, which is to probably lose. So yeah, Emi Sakura can sit there. But, you know, mad respect, love the woman. I'm just going to sip my Coke quickly. There we go. Ray Fenix. Awesome. Yeah, we'll put him there. Awesome. Love Ray Fenix. He is Mr. Consistent. Never fails to put on a great performance, but he's just not that guy. Do you know what I mean? He's like Mr. Reliable. Like, oh, we need a really good match. We need someone to lose to someone big. Who can we pick? Ray Fenix, because he always puts in the numbers. But I don't think there's going to come a point where I think, you know what? I think I'm going to have Ray Fenix win a singles belt. Because I just think he lacks the charisma and the star power that Pentagon has, which is why Pentagon has definitely stolen the limelight a little from Ray Fenix. But as a tag team, the Lucha Brothers are insane. You know, one of the best tag teams I've ever used in TEW. And their series of matches with the Golden Lovers will, you know, go down in history. Yeah. Here we have got Razar, but I think in the game he is Selmani, Xim Selmani, yeah, his real name. Yeah, cool but nothing special. He came in with Ultra Violence. I was really excited to use them, but their numbers let them down. So I think I'm going to put them just behind Chris Bay. I'm just going to find Dinza now. There he is. Let's bring him up. Just because there's not much to say about either of them. I do like Selmani a bit more, so I'll put him there. Yeah, they're cool, but nothing special. They've got the potential to be more. Put them in brawling matches and you're all good, but yeah. Ruby Soho, I hate to do this. I'm going to put her at the top of it, but I really, really don't give a shit about Ruby Soho. I wasn't a fan of her on the Indies. I wasn't a fan of her in WWE. I'm not a fan of her here. Whenever she gets like a big shot or she defeats someone in real life, it annoys me. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of her. She's definitely someone that I think when their contract expiry comes up, I'm probably just going to let her go because, you know, outcasts aren't really a thing anymore. Toni Storm's on her own. Kind of on her own. I mean, Ruby's around now again. Soraya's in Bullet Club Gold. There's just no need for her. In my eyes, there's not. I'm not a big fan. Sorry. Yeah. Also, if you've ever watched AEW All Access, she comes across as a bit of a dickhead. Just saying. But yeah. El Hijo del Kingo. Little spot monkey here. Yeah, he's fine. We'll put him here because I think in ring he's better than all these guys. But I'm more interested in using these guys. He's someone who just gets thrown into those random pre-show matches, or if we just need a high spots match going, he's super reliable. Definitely just a kind of special attraction on the lower card. So yeah, not much to say about Vikingo. Someone I've got a lot of time for though is Hikaru Shida, and I don't give a shit, man. She is going, I'd say here. Hikaru Shida, I think, is easily our best female wrestler. And the fact that she's like an AEW original, if that makes sense as well, makes it even better. She's been killing it left, right, and centre in everything she does. Her title reign was awesome. She's now the IWGP Women's Champion, and she's helped elevate Jade Cargill, who we're going to get to soon. Yeah, Hikaru Shida was our Women's Wrestler of the Year last year, and she's definitely in the top 2, top 3 for Women's Wrestler of the Year this year as well. Yeah, love her. She's great. Hook. Oh, Hook. Now, you'd have thought that the way that I use Hook in game, that I'm a huge fan of him. And I am a fan of him, but I just don't see the longevity in Hook. And I know that sounds a bit controversial, but he seems very one note. I don't think I've watched a match in real life where I've gone, wow, Hook's really good. He's better than the guy he just wrestled and beat. No, never thought that. Every match Hook's been in, I feel like he's been semi-carried, and then he gets the win. That said, in-game, his numbers are insane. So, I can't complain about that. He's definitely kind of carried Collision on his back, especially during the AEW Grand Prix series. And the FTW title has got mad prestige because he puts on baller matches. But, like, all I see him as is just, here, go out and do a good match. Like, there's no story, there's no character behind it. But yeah, but he is awesome. You can't doubt that. But he's not superb. Sorry, Hook. Ilya Draganov. Another one that's, like, I've brought him in, really excited to use him, and then I've kind of forgotten about him. He's definitely better than Brody King. Better than Malachi. So I think he's better than Diona. I'd say he's more interesting than Claudio. So yeah, I've got big plans for Ilya down the line. I'm going to sit in with House of Black for a while. Maybe do a House of Black program soon again. Give them another chance. But Ilya is definitely, an insane talent. And with Volta on our roster now, who knows what we could do? Who knows? That's lazy booking. That's lazy. We want to do new storylines and new things. Yeah, Ilya's great. Yeah, he's awesome. Indy Hartwell, or in our game, Samantha DeMartin. If I'm being 100% honest, I only signed her because I kind of fancy her a little bit. Like, I've never seen Indy Hartwell wrestle. Like, I'm not much of a WWE NXT guy anymore. I watch the pay-per-views and that's about it. So I've never really seen her wrestle. So I don't know if she's good or bad. But I kind of just thought she was a bit fit and she was available. So I was like, screw it. And I'm paying way too much. I think I'm paying like 10k a month for her, which is insane. So I'm just going to pop her here because she's not putting in good numbers. Emmy's really interesting. Charlie Evans is really good in ring. She's fit, but that's about it in my eyes. Jade Cargill, though, she has had one hell of a last few months in game. She was definitely someone that I was like, oh, I really wanted to be good, but she's not, so she can do one. But yeah, I've turned around. I've turned a new leaf. I love Jade Cargill. I'm not going to put her in the awesome because she's not, but I do think that she can sit ahead of Ilya because she's interesting. And her team, her kind of dynamic with Layla Gray, where's Layla Gray? Layla Gray is one of my favourites. I'm going to put her just behind. I know you guys are going to be like, what? But like, just look at her. It's like this situation again, but like 10 times more. Love Layla Gray. My fiance doesn't like Layla Gray because I love Layla Gray. And yeah, she's terrible in ring. Like, don't get me wrong, dog shit in ring. But that's not her purpose. Her purpose is to manage Jade Cargill, and they've got great chemistry. So she gives her a bonus. So yeah, they can sit next to each other. Love Jade Cargill. Jake Roberts. We brought in Jake because obviously the Roberts family has been one of the bigger storylines in recent weeks, and I love Jake Roberts. His voice is so unique in my opinion. Like the gravelly, I don't know. It's like slightly not frightening, but like you don't want to be told off by Jake Roberts. And he is the reason why I think FTR are gonna, be amazing again. So I'm gonna pop Jake Roberts in awesome. Behind everyone else though, because he's just kind of like a vessel for Drew Galloway, Lance Archer, and FTR, and maybe more in the future. Who knows? Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter has been massively slept on in my series. I'm gonna pop her just behind Hook. She has been consistent across the board, but I've kind of when she dropped the title, I kind of just forgot about her, which is really bad. She's kind of restarted this Britt Baker rivalry friendship thing again, and I've only just started to realize the numbers that Jamie Hayter produces. So yeah, she's definitely someone that is pushing for superb. But right now, based on her current achievements and things that she's doing, I think this is a sensible place for Jamie Hayter to sit. I've just realised I've got so many more, and I apologise with the length of this video. Jay White. Jay Bloody White. Superb. Jay White's great. His character work is insane. He's been involved in so many good storylines, in my opinion. Unfortunately, he's out injured. Hopefully, he'll be back soon, because I really want to pick up the CM Punk Jay White storyline. Where I'm going to go with it, honestly, I've got no idea. Actually, he can go behind Punk, because Punk is definitely putting in better numbers. But the rise of Jay White was a really, really fun one that I wanted to book. And I probably could have held off on the demise of Jay White. But I'm trigger happy. I love pulling those triggers. I love kind of making people be like, oh yeah, Jay White's wait, what? I love that. I love a quick, oh shit, like a fall from grace. And that's what happened with Jay White. And then he got injured in the Grand Prix, which was kind of annoying. But it's kind of good we had this storyline going of Punk wanting to be his Bezzy. So, yeah. Jeff Cobb, Mr. Inform that doesn't produce the numbers anymore. He can sit in better than C. C for Cobb. And we will put him with Claudio, yeah, because they've kind of formed a weird team. Yeah, Cobb came in and he was putting in really good numbers, and my initial plan was Moxley Cobb. This is going to be awesome, but Cobb started to just decline slightly in his numbers, which is why I kind of flipped the switch and threw Claudio in there, gave him a chance, and then kind of dropped the whole storyline altogether when Moxley was just like, Claudio and Cobb don't matter, because honestly, they don't. Moxley's far superior than both of them, so yeah, he hasn't got to worry about either of these jabronis. Whether they come back as a tag team, who knows? But yeah, I think middle ground C is good. Wheeler Utah, cool but nothing special. He can go above these guys. I'm gonna say here. Wheeler Utah, he's not that guy though, is he? Is he? He joined the Combat Club. He had those 2 or 3 insane matches, and people were like, oh, he's the future. He's this. What's he done since? He's kind of just a bit part player. Yeah, and in game as well. He's done nothing of value in my game. And I don't see myself doing much with him either, especially because the Combat Club's evolved. We've got Zack Sabre Jr. now, who's definitely the second in command, and Shane Haste, who's a really fun character, although his numbers are doggy. Yeah, we've just got more options. The only thing I can see Wheeler doing is maybe a tag team with Zack Sabre Jr., but outside of that, he's cool, but nothing special. Johnny Gargano, one of our more recent signings, and new #1 contender for the FTW World title. I'm going to throw him in better than C, but keep him kind of at the back, because he hasn't done really anything so far, but he has put in the numbers. He's come in mid to high 70s in his first few shows, which means he's just going to get better. And I'm really excited to see, how we can use Johnny Gargano in the series. So yeah, he can sit in the middle, but if we did this in a year's time, I could see him being up here. Definitely. Moxley, let's just pop Moxley. I'm going to say he's up here. Maybe I don't know. The superb line, I wouldn't take the order too literal. Everywhere else, feel free to. But like, I think if you're in superb, you're superb. But Moxie's definitely on the upper end. He's fantastic. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now in real life. And he slowly earned his world title. I think that you don't always need a dramatic story to become the world champion. And Moxley just laid it out flat for us and just said, look, I defeated Bryan Danielson multiple times. You know, I'm leading one of the most dominant factions. I handed Eddie Kingston his ass a handful of times. You know, I haven't taken the L in months. Where's my world title match? He gets that opportunity. He wins. He doesn't look back. Simple as. Yeah, not much else to say about Moxley. He's great. He's you cut him, he bleeds AEW, and I truly believe that. Yeah, love Moxley. Jordynne Grace, again, you know, decent in the ring, but nothing special, so she can sit. She's better than these guys in the ring, I'd say. Maybe more usable than Brie. Yep, I'd say here. That's a fair place for Jordynne Grace. She was just one of those hiring sprees when I was like, I need people to hit these numbers. She hit those numbers. I don't really have any plans of pushing her per se, but she's definitely a reliable wrestler. She did have that brief stint with Jade Cargill, but that kind of faded out. Jose the assistant. You'd think I put him here, but I actually quite like Jose. He's had some value in the La Facción story, so much so that I think I'm going to put him like here. I quite like Jose. He's got a good look about him. I feel like he's fucking beefy as hell under that suit. And yeah, he's sticking around for a while. And I think I'm going to give him a little bit more focus soon, especially, you know, when Roosh has come out looking insane. Juice. If you don't love Juice Robinson, there's something wrong with you. This man has had one hell of a journey in this series, from being, you know, Jay White's right-hand man to kind of having a mini starring role, defeating CM Punk, getting his opportunity at the All In Grand Prix. Yeah, he's definitely done some things, and I'm going to pop him there. I think that's a fair place to put Juice. Yeah, love Juice. You know, he's such a great character, and yeah, he deserves that spot. Julia Hart, she's been off on maternity for a very, very long time. I'm not going to use her in ring. She's literally just going to manage House of Black. So she can just go here. She's a cool character. Actually, no, she's more interesting than these guys. Cool character, kind of in the same boat as Brie. You know, she serves her purpose. But outside of that, meh. Jack Perry. Now, if we did this tier list before Jack Perry became Jack Perry, as in dropped the Jungle Boy, I'd probably put him down here or down here, but I love his new gimmick. As of right now, he's still suspended by the time we're recording, so I don't know actually what's happening to him now. Obviously, I will in the future. But yeah, he's awesome. I love the character. He's such an arsehole. That's what you want in a heel. He's also great in ring. Like, you can't doubt Jack Perry in ring, but in my game, he has done nothing. So I think it's fair to put him just above Vikingo, because these are kind of like, you know, they've got character. Oh, yeah, they've got character. Wait, was he there or there? I can't remember now. Oh, no, Chucky T was there. But I haven't done anything with him, and that's my fault. And I can't really think of anything to do with him, but hey-ho, he's not Jungle Boy in my game. He's just Jack Perry. And I did that before. It may not have come out in time, but I recorded that before he drops a Jungle Boy in real life as well. Just throwing that out there. Trendsetter Ted. Kyrie. We love Kyrie. She's super consistent. She's better than C. She can sit there. Again, Kyrie is another one that people scream at me like, you're not using her right. Push Kyrie. Like, chill out. We've got so many people to push. We've got so much time. Don't worry. She gets TV time. She gets great results. You know, leave her alone. Leave me alone. I do love Kyrie, though. She's great. And yeah, I think that's fair for her. A bunch of these people can jump up to this easily, given like a mini push or two. Oh, and speaking of jumping up, Keith Lee, my boy. You know what? Keith Lee has like come out of nowhere, and is one of the best wrestlers we've got. His international title run is insane. He's challenged Kenny Omega for that Grand Prix contract, I guess, because you know he was the only man to beat Kenny at the Grand Prix. Keith Lee's awesome. He needs to be used better in real life because right now he's not being used very well. Again, this is as of mid-September. But yeah, I love Keith Lee. Love Keith Lee. Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega, we're going to stick here. That doesn't mean that he is the best. Remember, take this with a pinch of salt. This is very rough. But Kenny Omega has just been insanely consistent since day one. He's someone that I didn't really push or really use properly. I basically just used the Elite for a while. I used tag teams for a while. It was very rare that he had a singles run at all until this Grand Prix. And my goodness, has he made an impact. He is our first ever Grand Prix champion. He's going to the main event of All Out. And you know what? I would put good money on him winning the whole thing. Kenny Omega's insane. Best bout machine, you know, all of that. Bum. Love Kenny Omega. And still currently our tag team champion as of this video. Kenta. You would be here if you didn't have such bad form. So you can sit with just behind Chris Bay, because Chris Bay at least gets slightly better numbers sometimes. Although when that form drops, you're going to be jumping up here, my dude. But right now, Kenta, you can stay there. A few comments I remember were like, oh, Kenta with CM Punk, that's a bold move, but you know, it's my game, it's my rules, I'll do what I want. Also, why not put them together? I like to think that they like hashed it out and were like, you know what, let's join our forces and GTS everyone. But yeah, Kenta has been cool, but nothing special. Takeshita. So Takeshita, I'm going to stick up here. He's very reliable in terms of performances, pulls it out the bag whenever needed, but just haven't done much with him in terms of story. He doesn't have that charisma that you need to be a top star, and I haven't paired him with Don Callis or anyone, so there's no one to carry him. Could be something I do in the future, not with Don Callis though, because I want to do my own stories. Pair him with someone. He had that run in the trios titles with High Five, which was just a thrown together team, and he's always puts in the numbers. But yeah, Takeshita can stay there. Very close entrant to the Grand Prix as well, but hey ho. We've got so many people left. Kota Ibushi. Kota. He's not awesome, sorry. He is, I'd say, here. Mainly because his numbers in singles action are like mid-70s, you know, which is fine. He's never really hit 80 plus. The Golden Lovers are an incredible tag team, but let's be honest, that's Kenny Omega carrying that team. Kota definitely isn't the same guy he was all those years ago, but he is putting in enough work for us to appreciate him and want him to stick around a little bit longer. But I'm afraid that as and when and if the tag team titles are taken away from these two and Kenny embarks on that singles run, you know, the Keith Lee feud and whatever else is to come in the future, I'm afraid that Kota's just going to get lost in the shuffle, kind of like how he is now. Chris Statlander. I'm going to start kind of going through these a bit quicker because I realised that we're like an hour in. Chris Statlander, she's cool but nothing special. She puts in decent numbers. She had a good little TBS run. Again, something that I booked before real life. Just want to throw that out there. So I'm going to put her there. But she's just not someone that I'm hugely interested in. But she will remain and she will still put on some decent matches. So there's that. Ooh. Pardon me. Following on from this, Carl Fletcher. Carl Fletcher is awesome. And I think I'm going to stick him here. He is definitely one of the future stars of AEW in my series. His singles work is great. His tag team work is even better. Wait, where's Mark Davis? We might as well do it as well. Where is he? Nick. Where's Mark Davis? Am I blind? Oh, there he is. It's because he doesn't really look like that in real life anymore. We're going to stick them together because, yeah, they're great. Actually, I like Darby a little bit more. Yeah, he's awesome as well. Again, his singles work is pretty sick too. So, yeah, huge future for these two guys. Really excited to see what they can do. CJ Perry. Again, I brought her in before AEW did. I'm sorry. There's just too many things happening that I've done. CJ Perry, she's cool but nothing special. Not too sure why I brought her in, really. She can kind of sit with Britt and Julia Hart in the sense of, like, I brought them in to manage someone. That's it. Because they got good chemistry. You know, CJ Perry, Mira, of course they got good chemistry. They're married. So, yeah, not much to say about her. Lance Archer. Lance Archer was like a sleeper hit for the longest time, wasn't he? He was someone that I had no stories, nothing going on. But then I was all of a sudden like, hold on, man's getting mid-70s. What's that about? So yeah, he can sit, I'll say there. I really like him. He's part of the Roberts family. Seems to be the kind of forgotten man, the ugly duckling of the Roberts family. So, you know, maybe that might play into the story in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Lance Archer, awesome. Lee Moriarty, Big Bill's little brother. He's fine, you know, he's nothing special. I did want to push him at one point. Do you know what? I thought about including him in the Combat Club, because I feel like he's got that technical skills and kind of that, I don't know, style that I feel like would fit. But I also didn't want to tear him apart from Big Bill, so I'll stick him just behind the Bullet Club Gold people. But I do like Lee Moriarty. And, you know, it was the team of him and Big Bill that got the 91 rated tag team match, if you remember. So, yeah, good old Lee Moriarty. Lio Rush, again. Lio Rush is awesome, or not that kind of awesome. He's a really cool character. He puts in really good numbers. Someone that we should probably push, or at least team with someone. So I'm going to stick him there. I think he's not available in our game at the moment because he's away with his band. I didn't know he was in a band. Or just making music. I don't know what he's doing. He's touring. But yeah, he's someone that I'm really looking forward to using. Luchasaurus. If Luchasaurus wasn't paired with Christian at the beginning of this series, he'd probably sit down here. But instead, we're going to put him just above the manager ladies. He's cool, but he's nothing special. He's pretty clumsy in the ring. Christian elevates him. And to be honest, when Christian hasn't had a storyline, Luchasaurus hasn't been present in my game. So he's definitely someone that if the expiry comes up, I'm probably letting go. Someone who I'm not letting go of, though, is Maki Ito. And Maki Ito is awesome. I'm going to stick her, I'd say, here. Because, you know, still early days for Maki. But since coming in, you know, she's just breathed a whole new life in our women's division with the Ito Respect Army. Her feud with Rebecca Knox has been super fun to book. And yeah, I love Maki Ito. I feel like everyone loves Maki Ito. So yeah, she deserves to be right there. This is Marshall Von Erich, I'm assuming, based on the alphabetical order. Marshall Von Erich, I don't really care about him. I was hoping the Von Erichs to be a little bit better. I'm going to put them ahead. Actually, let's do this, yeah. Where's Ross? Ross, Scott Dawson, there we go. Yeah, not a big fan of either of these guys. Well, it's not that I'm not a big fan of them. They're just not producing good numbers at all. They've been floating around like the 50s. Sometimes they get early 60s. But yeah, they're the primo jobber tag team. And that's saying something when you look at, you know, some of the other tag teams we've had. Happy to eat a loss whenever. Sometimes I'll give them the odd pre-show win, but yeah. Matt Jackson, who is still out injured. He will be back soon, though. Matt Jackson, I'm going to put in the better than C. The Young Bucks storyline of, you know, the Dead Bucks storyline that I built. I had no idea which one I was going to push. I was kind of like keeping an eye on both of them to see which one is going to be the one that turns and which one is going to be the one that gets that singles run. And it was Nick who just kind of shone a little bit brighter. I'm going to put Matt at the top because, of course, the Young Bucks are amazing, but Matt just hasn't really done anything special in the series. I remember in the Elite versus the New Wave, Matt was slightly underperforming due to an injury. So, you know, he hasn't done anything to make me go, whoa, Matt Jackson. Matt Sydal, again, he kind of floats here, like around Blake Christian. He's reliable, like this kind of row here. They're reliable, but, you know, they're never really going to be at the top of the card. Love Matt Sydal. Stick him in a high spots match. You've got a winner. Yeah. Matt Taven, probably behind these people, probably here. I like Matt Taven. I like Mike Bennett. There's a reason why I've still got them on the roster. I really do like them. I want to do something with them. I like the whole Roderick Strong Kingdom thing that's happening in real life again. I don't know what happens with that whole Adam Cole storyline. I'm assuming something's happened now because it's December when this comes out, but it's September right now for me. I'm going to pop him just ahead because I do think Mike Bennett's a little bit... Actually, no, Taven's a much better character, if we're being honest. So yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, they're cool, but nothing special. The same with Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. For these guys, it's like all character and no... Wait, where's Anthony Bowens? I don't have Anthony Bowens here. Wow. Whoops. Well, let's just assume that this is Max and Anthony. Yeah, they're both around here. You know, they're all character, not much else. I don't think in ring they're anything amazing. Their series with the House of Black in real life was just boring because it just went on for way too long. And then they won, which I thought was the wrong choice. Yeah, not much else to say about them. They're the most mid-card tag team in my game possible. Mia Yim, we are going to stick her in, I'd say better than C. She's doing pretty well. She's actually retiring soon in my game. So we've only got, I think, like a month and a half, 2 months left of her, which means she's going to lose every match that she's in from now on because that's just how I roll. She is the wife of Keith Lee, if you didn't know. That's an interesting couple. Not to say either of them are unattractive. I'm just thinking like random. But yeah, Mia Yim, she's better than C, and she'll be gone soon. Mikey Nichols. Oh, I like TMDK, but he's done nothing and then got injured. So we're going to put him back there. Shane Haste, on the other hand, has got a whole new lease of life. So we'll talk about him a little bit later. Drilistico. I really like Drilistico. He kind of floats around here. I'm going to put him just behind Jose the assistant because Jose is a little bit more important than Drilistico. I always want to use Drilistico. Like, I'm always like, use him. And then I add a new member to La Facción, which then pushes him further back. Yeah, Sammy Guevara is currently part of La Facción. I'd much rather use him than Drilistico, but I do love Drilistico. Miyu Yamashita, she is wicked. I'm actually going to throw her in awesome. She can be just here, mainly because she puts in the numbers. She's fucking fierce as hell. She's definitely going to be like the one that breaks away from the Ito Respect Army at some point, or Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita form some kind of alliance and dominate for a while. I don't know. If there's an AEW women's tag team division, like tag team title division down the line, could be something I'm planning. That's definitely a team that's going to be chasing for gold. Yeah, she's awesome. She's great. Mizuki as well. Mizuki is awesome, but in game it's not reflected as much. I'm going to put her just behind Diona Perazzo because Diona is getting the numbers and kind of like stands out a bit more. She's got that star power, whereas Mizuki, I think Mizuki's all talent and not the greatest amount of star power, which I know people are going to hate on. Like, I do watch Tokyo Joshi Wrestling. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Mizuki was someone that I was like, how is she like the big champion like back then? And then I was like, oh wait, hold on, she's amazing. So yeah, in ring, faultless. It's just, you know, there's not much character work, and it's kind of hard when they don't speak English in this game for you to kind of really push them. Oh, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, aka my number one guy. Again, he's not necessarily number one, but I'm putting him up there because he's yet to put a foot wrong the entire series. Win, lose, talk, whatever. MJF is just the gold standard. He is, you know, the tip of the iceberg. He's everything. Can't say any more good things about him. And he's got this nice little team with Matt Cardona right now, who we're going to get to eventually, that I'm loving. And they are the number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles once the next World Tag Team title match has taken place. So yeah, can't wait. Buddy Matthews broke away from House of Black. I had plans to kind of push him and do stuff with him, but it kind of fell apart. He's definitely more interesting and important than these here. Yeah, I'd say there. Still got plans for Buddy. There's a number of things we can do with him, so don't worry, Buddy. Something will happen. You're cool, but again, you're nothing special. Natsupoi, again, Natsupoi was brought in mainly just because of her in-ring skills. In-ring skills are still there, they're fantastic, but similar boat as Mizuki, but also not as good. There's just not much for me to work with. I definitely think I'd push her more than Jordan Grace, though, so I'll put her just ahead of Jordan Grace. Nick Jackson, the only Buck, the best Buck. You know what? I really want to put him in Superb. No, let's put him... I'm going to put him at the top of Awesome, because he has proven me right, if that makes sense. He's crushed it in everything he's done. I'm tempted to push him even more in the next coming weeks and months, because, you know, he deserves it. He had a really good showing in the Grand Prix. Even though he didn't get the most wins, he ended on a few high notes. And he is probably one of the best, you know, lightweight wrestlers we've got, and there is a world lightweight division. So, you know, who knows? Who knows? Nick Wayne, future of this division. He's going to be awesome. He's had some great matches with Darby Allen. Can't put him any higher than cool, but nothing special right now. But he's definitely getting used a lot more than these guys, so I'll probably sit him here. I'm just the way that I'm seeing this one is like, these are guys that are like mid-card, never really going to push to the top. But if I was going to push, where am I going to put them? So these guys are kind of just sitting up there. Chucky T's an anomaly. He's just great. Nigel McGuinness, good old Nige, the face of the AEW board. He's awesome. He's done really good work. I'm going to put him there. He's kind of carried this. You know, Tony Khan didn't really have the charisma and the mic skills, so we brought in Nigel to be that kind of figure. And yeah, I think he's been a great success. He's put some really good segments together. And the fact that he's British makes it really easy, because I can just go, hello, I'm Nigel McGuinness. And it kind of sounds like him. One person that I've definitely dropped the ball with is Orange Cassidy. And I'm going to pop him at the end of Better Than C, just because I haven't used him very well. You compare OC in this game to OC in real life, and, you know, I've murdered the kid. Like, and it annoys me because, like, I did want to push him, but I thought, you know, back then, like, what am I going to do with him? Like, how can I push him? Because, you know, I had him drop the international belt to Jay White, and after that, it was like, what does he do? I thought about maybe trios belts with the best friends, but then I was like, their numbers aren't the best. So yeah, Orange Cassidy is kind of just in that, you know, middle obscurity. Don't know what to do with him, so he's just here. Pac, though, like, we can't doubt that Pac is one of the best in-ring wrestlers in AEW, and I'm going to stick him here. Again, the Superb list is loose, but Pac has really forced his way up here. Wrestler of the Year in-game, so, you know, prove me wrong. And he's just carried on putting in insane performances, you know, turning on the Death Triangle, which, again, super, super fun storyline. Where he's going to go next, I don't know, but he's definitely heading towards some kind of championship. Paige Van Zandt, our little project that didn't really pay off. I'm going to stick her in the Better Than C, because I really enjoyed pushing her and using her. Teaming her up with Jericho, the Friends of Jericho, that was fun. Just working my way across Creo here. I'm going to put Billy Starks a little bit higher. Just 2 more higher. Yeah, Paige Van Zandt, really enjoyed using her. She's still about, still can use her, but she doesn't really have that kind of feel that she did when she was feuding with Tay Mello. Saraya as well. Soraya's easily like a middle of the park gal. We'll stick her just behind, I'd say, Kota. Actually, we should probably put Lance ahead of Ilya, based on what they've done. Yeah, Soraya's a great character. She's done some really fun stuff with AJ. She had the Outcast thing going. So, you know, she's done stuff, but she's not it in the nicest way possible. Penta is probably as close to Superb as you can get. Just behind Nick. I say those two are like borderline. If you had like an Awesome Plus, those two would sit in it. Penta's been insane. His tag team work with the Lucha Brothers, flawless, can't fault any of that. And then he's proven it as well in singles action, you know, defeating Jay White for the international title. He did drop it eventually, but his feud with Pac recently has been insane, and he just continues to just be like that guy. Like, look at him, like insane. Love him. The Blade is going to go down here as well, but he's going to go a little bit higher. Actually, what am I doing? Why are the Von Erichs up here? Let's put the Von Erichs back here. Yeah, I think the Blade is probably the one I like the most. The Butcher, in all of the saves I've done before this one, retires after like 2 months. So the fact that the Butcher still wrestles now in my game is insane. And I've usually then turned the Blade into a singles guy, which has been pretty fun. So this could be what I do down the line, because he's definitely going to retire before him. But following on from this, yeah, the Blade is far more interesting than the Butcher, in my opinion. Prince Devitt, someone who I had very, very high hopes for. I kind of don't want to put him in Awesome because I don't think he's hit those heights. So I'm going to have to put him, I'd say, here. And that's nothing against Prince Devitt. He's got the potential to be up here. But, his feud with MJF outshone him in every aspect. Everything that he's done since has just been kind of average or above average at best. I threw him in the Grand Prix because I thought, he'll be facing off against AEW's best, get some mad numbers, but still, he was a little bit lackluster. I don't think any of his matches were world beaters, were world star grades. So yeah, he's just been a tiny bit lackluster. But still, we love Prince Devitt. He's awesome. Renee Paquette, she does her thing. She's awesome. She kind of sits with Jericho and Nigel, so I'm going to put her right in between them. We love Renee. Everyone loves Renee. And the same with RJ. I love RJ. Some people don't. He's not awesome, but he's definitely better than C. And I'll put him there. I think that's where he can fit. He's recently come up and is now being used more, and he's getting better week on week, so I can't complain. I love RJ. I just thought I'd throw him up too. Ricky Starks. Oh, Ricky Starks. Excellent on the mic in game. Terrible in the ring in game, which frustrates me because I'd love to push him and I'd love to use him. Which is why I'm going to probably put him here, just behind Nick Wayne. Actually, no. I'd say there, yeah. He's cool. He's really cool. But in-game, he's nothing special right now. I might tweak his stats in the background, maybe, just to kind of reflect, the run that he's had in real life. The whole New Wave thing was awesome. He was the mouthpiece of the New Wave. Daniel Garcia was the technical guy. Swerve was the other one, and then Mercedes was obviously, the face. And yeah, that was a really fun little project that I did, but it just ran out of steam. Garcia got too good, and then the rest of them weren't as good. So yeah, Ricky Starks can sit there. Riho. In every TEW save I've done, I push Riho hard, and she always does really, really well. But for some reason in this series, I just didn't. I don't know why. And because of that, she's suffered slightly. So I'm going to pop her right in the middle of cool but nothing special. But don't worry, I haven't forgot about Riho. I love Riho. She will get her opportunity. Rocky Romero, one half of one of my favourite tag teams of all time, being Roppongi Vice. I brought him in just to sprinkle a little bit of Roppongi Vice in the air. And he didn't deliver, to be honest. I'm going to put him here because he does other stuff. He's a road agent too. He does some really, really good stuff in the back end that you guys don't really see. And I do still love Rocky Romero. Who doesn't love Rocky Romero? He's been around forever, almost. Well, it feels like he has. And yeah, he can just sit around there. Roderick Strong, the guy that I should have pushed instead of Adam Cole all those months ago. He's better than C. He's better than most. I'll put him here. Yeah. Roderick Strong is awesome in the ring. You can't fault him. He's Mr. Consistent. And in-ring general, as the TEW fandom or whatever might call him. Definitely better than Adam Cole in-game. And yeah, but he's very much middle of the road. He's not someone I can see, throwing to the main event right now. So, yeah. Miro, though, is so close to jumping up to here. He probably sits in this top 6, top 7. He's awesome. He's got so good recently. The All-In Grand Prix did nothing but amazing things for him. And yeah, love him. Love the guy. Good old Miro. Roosh as well. Look at that, back to back. Love this. Roosh all the way up here. Before the All In Grand Prix, Roosh probably would have been here. After the All In Grand Prix, Roosh is here, I'd say. Yeah. Roosh is close to being that guy. I mean, it is Roosh and Moxley that had a 99 rated match, if I can remember correctly, at the Grand Prix. So, you know, if he can put on a match like that with our world champion, you know, he's got mad potential to do so much more. But yeah, Roosh is awesome. I'm hoping we see more of him in real life. As of right now, of course, there's like the vignettes of the La Faction, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, top guy. Love him. Ryu Mizunami is definitely like an enhancement talent. She's solid in the ring. She's here to lose, let's be honest. But she has a little bit more value than Samantha, so I think she's going to go here. Yeah, I like Ryu Mizunami. I think she's a really fun character, but she is literally here to job, so sorry. Sammy Guevara, I think, is probably sitting here. Cool, but nothing special. Actually, no, that's harsh. He's definitely better than some of these guys. Big Bill, yeah. Billy Starks, yeah. I'll probably say here. Yeah, we'll give him that. Yet to do anything, you know, world-beating or anything crazy, but I think including him in La Faction is nothing but great. He gets to work with Andrade and Roosh, who are awesome talents. And yeah, I think that's the best thing for Sammy Guevara right now in-game, because he's an exceptional talent. He's just not someone that I can see sitting at the top of the hill. Mercedes Moné, though, is hugely underutilized by me. Like, I think I should slap myself on the wrist about how badly I've used her. She was out for a while doing TV. I'm going to pop her here. She's going to get a push. Don't worry, guys. She will get a title soon. The New Wave thing was, you know, groundbreaking in AEW. She defeated Kenny Omega one-on-one, if you remember that match. There was, of course, interferences aplenty in that match, but that's, you know, a history-making moment. Mercedes Moné is, she's Moné, isn't she? So, yeah, she will get her opportunity, and it will be amazing. Here we go. Dax. We put Cash here. I think Dax can probably go level with him, to be honest. I like Cash a little bit more, so Cash will sit higher. But yeah, you know, they kind of live together, if we're being honest. Neither of them kind of outshone the other. Although I think it was Cash that beat Dax in the one-on-one that Jake Roberts put together. So the only reason why he's there, I kind of said everything I needed to when explaining Cash. So yeah. Shane Haste. I want to put him here because I really like him, but I think he probably does sit with Wheeler, probably just behind, like here. I want to use him more. He's out injured, annoyingly. He's a fun character. I don't think anyone thought that he would be part of the Combat Club, but I took a risk. It hasn't really paid off, but hey ho, you never know what can happen in the future. Swerve. We love Swerve. Everyone loves Swerve. Has done fuck all in my series, though, and that's just because he's not hitting those numbers. So I'm probably going to put him here, and I think that's fair. He is someone I want to push. I might bring Prince Nana back as well. Maybe have Swerve start his own thing again. But as of right now, he's done nothing, really. Teamed up with MJF briefly because, you know, money talks. But then MJF let him go. So yeah, it's kind of like, where does Swerve go? That's the real question. Shayna is really good. I think she's one of the best kind of lower females. I'm going to put her probably here. She's put on some great matches. She's someone that you can push easily and it will feel realistic. Actually, hold on. Why is Mia Yim there? Let's put Mia Yim like probably here. Yeah. Sorry, there we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, Shayna, she's great. Ashley Blackheart, I had big hopes for Ashley, or Shotzi, as you guys probably know her. But she just didn't live up to him. It's kind of in the same boat as DeMartin. I kind of fancy her, so that's why I brought her in. So I'll put her there with DeMartin. Sky Blue, everyone's favourite Sky Blue. Again, she's cool, but nothing special. I'm going to sit her with the managers. No, just behind the managers, because she's just not putting those numbers in. She's super young, though, so she's got time to get better. One of the few women that I kept on the main roster just because I knew people liked Sky Blue, even though she didn't hit any of the criteria I wanted. And yeah, she'll stay there. And hopefully she gets better. Statlander, Matt Cardona's, indie queen. I really like her. I think she's great. She hasn't really done anything in AEW. So I'm going to put her at the bottom of Better Than C, because she hasn't done anything except stand with MJF and Matt Cardona in their promos. But yeah, she's a fun talent, someone that I am planning on using a little bit more in the future. Sting, now retired and now managing Darby Allen again. He's great. He elevates almost every segment he's in. Probably put him here. He had a great mini feud with Darby Allen where Darby Allen did retire Sting. And then weirdly enough, like a month or two later, Sting actually retired. So yeah, he's doing really good work in the background and obviously managing Darby Allen, which I think Darby will probably get a push soon out of it. Stu Grayson, I forgot he was even on the roster, so let's just pop him there. Not much to say about him. Suzume, I brought Suzume in because I really like her. She's one of my favourite wrestlers in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. I wouldn't push her over Riho, but she's definitely more interested in a high five, so she can sit there. Tay Conti, again, tried a little push with Tay, didn't work out. I'd say she's probably on the same level as Paige, maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, where's Sammy? Am I blind? Where's Sammy Guevara? Sammy. Sammy? Oh, there's Sammy. Okay. Yeah, not as impressive as Sammy. I just wanted to make sure I didn't put her ahead of Sammy. She's definitely done more than Mizuki and Billy Starks. But I can't see myself pushing her much more from now on. Looking here, though, we've got Thunder Rosa, another one that I'm never going to push. She's just here to enhance talent, which means she probably sits around the Mia Yim category. Yeah, I think that's fine. Teton, super excited to bring Teton in. He's had a few baller matches. I'm going to put him probably here. Used him much more than OC. He's had some really, really fun matches, especially for that light heavyweight tournament. But again, he's now fallen into that. What do I do with him now? So yeah, he can stay at the bottom of that. Malachi Black. Now we put Ilya up here. Ilya's definitely made more of an impact than Malachi. I really like Malachi Black. I wish he was better in game. But I think I'm going to have to just pop him like here. I mean, he's cool, but he's done nothing special. In fact, he's been a bit of a letdown. Someone who hasn't been a letdown, especially according to one particular subscriber that loves a bit of Toni Storm, and he will crucify me if she's any lower than, better than, probably, there we go. Just for you. Screenshot it. There you go. Now let's put her where she actually belongs. I'm going to put her at the bottom of Awesome. I really like Toni Storm. She's someone that I am working on. I'm hoping that her numbers increase the more I use her. She had the TBS title run. She dropped it to Maki, which was a really fun mini feud. Yeah, she is awesome. But yeah, we'll leave her there. Tony Khan, good old TK. He hasn't really done much. He is the character that I play as. So I think we're just going to pop him at the back of Awesome because, why not? Yeah, again, hasn't done much, but it's my character and I'm pretty awesome. So TK, you can stay there. Trent, this is where we wanted to put Trent, right there. I love Trent. I think Trent deserves much more than what he gets, but at least he gets TV time week in, week out. Him and Chucky T are a great tag team. Trent definitely the standout. As you probably notice in the series, Trent definitely gets a lot more singles runs than anyone else in the tag division. But yeah, I think he's very, very cool. But in all honesty, he is nothing special. Trish Adora, very, very good. She's probably at the top of these women that I kind of want to push, but not. So I'll put her just behind, or just ahead of Jose the Assistant. She's really, really good. She's going to be a star in the future. I'm excited to see how far I can push Trish Adora in terms of in-ring ability and accomplishments. One guy that has come in and just wrecked the whole division is Volta. And yeah, he has shocked me on how great he's been, to be fair. Let's pop him a little bit higher. I might have to reorder this, to be fair, because the longer I look at it, the less I like it. But yeah, Volta's been superb since day one. He's crushed it. The final match with Kenny Omega was insane, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with him next, but I know it's going to be absolutely incredible. Hobbs has been a disappointment. He's really cool, though. I do want to use him more, so I'm going to pop him here. But yeah, he's been pretty disappointing in terms of numbers. Teamed him up with Hook for a while, the Hook and Hobbs, which was really, really good. But again, Hook carried that. The same as kind of Kenny and Kota. Yeah. Hook is up there. Hobbs will stay there. Oh, we're on the final stretch. Will Ospreay is undoubtedly awesome. Where's he gone? I've lost him. Wait, where is he? Wait, I just saw him. There he is. Okay. Yeah, he's awesome. He's definitely up here. I'd say he's maybe just behind Bandido, but he will be creeping up, and he'll be up here eventually. Ospreay, our Owen Hart Cup winner, if you remember. Really, really good talent. He's getting better and better. There was that awkward stage where he was picking New Japan over us, but now, you know, you can't not pick AEW. We're the best company in the world by a mile. And yeah, he's got bags of potential. Even though he's already one of the best in the world, he can go further, and he will go further. So yeah, just watch this space. Willow Nightingale, love her. One of my favourites. An awesome character. Really good in ring. I love her pounce. But in game, slightly different story. I think we'll sit her around here. Let's go just above those. You know, I would like to push her further. Actually, no, she can sit with these guys just ahead of Thunder Rosa. If I'm going to push anyone out of these people, it would be Willow. But again, it's the in-ring stats, the in-ring numbers that let her down. Yuka Sakazaki, though, sleeper hit. She's been really good. I'm going to put her... I'm actually going to stick her up here. She's been really, really good. Probably not ahead of Kyrie. That's a bit much. We'll put her just ahead of Takeshita. Her rivalry against Maki Ito was one of my favourites to book. You know, the numbers, the sheer numbers that we got out of that was super surprising. And Yuka is an amazing talent. If you haven't properly watched a Yuka Sakazaki match, do yourself a favour and give it a go, man. She is an awesome, awesome worker. We got here to Matt Cardona, obviously at the back because Zack Ryder is his name in game. He is jumping all the way up to awesome. He's not superb just yet, but I think I'm going to stick him... Might reorder this. I'll put Will Ospreay there. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, Matt Cardona is amazing. He is going to be so, so good for AEW. Him and MJF. I don't know where it's going to take them, but they're going to dominate Dynamite or Collision, wherever they end up in the future. Matt Cardona is going to be the star that we all know he can be. And he's already put in some incredible matches from the Grand Prix. It was a risk putting him in, but bloody hell has he delivered. And then finally, Zack Sabre Jr., one of my favourite wrestlers in real life. He as well is awesome. I'd say he's definitely above Calvin, El Generico. I think maybe Andrade should pop down a little bit. Let's put Andrade with Hook. I think that's a little bit better. I think Zack can stay around there, yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. is great, super reliable. He was brought in by Bryan Danielson and then turned on Bryan to join the Combat Club. I feel like Zack fits the Combat Club more than probably anyone else in the Combat Club. You know, he's quite ruthless. He's technical. He's like a wrestling genius. And he's also a dickhead. So that's all the boxes that need ticking. And yeah, love Zack Sabre Jr. He's going to be a star in my series as well. There are a few new signings that I brought in that obviously I haven't included because I don't want to spoil. And I'm not going to mention them anyway. But this is the final list. I think I'm happy with it. I'm definitely going to look back and be like, but let's just quickly look at this and just check. So MJF better than him, yeah. Kenny Omega better than him, probably. I'd probably put Moxley here. Hangman deserves to be up here. Hikaru Shida, I'd still say, is our best woman. Demi Bennett, I'd probably put a little bit higher. Volta, I'd probably put at the back for now. And these two are interchangeable, Punk and White. I think that works out fine. But yeah, that is my list. I'm just going to slowly scroll through. So here's the Superb. We've got the Awesome. We've got the Better Than C. We've got Cool, but nothing special. And then we've got the Don't Really Care About Them. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I've put anyone in the wrong place. Of course, we forgot the Bunny and Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens can go in Max Caster. The Bunny, I would probably actually put up here. I care about her a bit more than those guys. She'd probably sit, around Julia Hart's level. And yeah, that's everything. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a long one. I'm really sorry. I need another drink. My throat was dry as balls. But I believe this is the final episode on my YouTube channel before the new year. So happy new year, guys. Let me know what you did for Christmas, what you did over Christmas, and I'll see you all in the new year with the same 3 series, but hopefully a new lease of life ahead of them. And I'm probably going to do a new schedule as well, just to space them out a bit more, just to avoid that burnout, especially in the AEW series. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Please, as mentioned, the tier maker list is in the description. Fill it out yourself. You don't have to do everyone like I have, but just fill it out yourself on who your faves are. Share it in the comment section, drop me a link or drop me a follow on Twitter and tweet me. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.